everybody. Welcome back to your weekly boot camps. Hopefully you're doing this twice a week. And if you're too bored with the one I give you, then all the other ones are still available. So feel free to kind of shuffle between them as needed. As you can see, my Christmas decorations are in full force. Just because, it's Christmas time, so why not? So I do recommend that you find your own music to play with this workout. It'll just make it more fun. I'm not going to play any music just in case there's any kind of audio issues that we might have. I want you guys to be able to hear my voice, but I do recommend that you listen to my voice and then have music of your own that you love to work out with as well. So make sure you have your water, your chair, your weights. If you have a hard floor, then I suggest a yoga mat or something like that, or a carpet will do. So let's get started. Bring your knees up nice and high. Core is active, shoulders are back. Today I thought we'd practice some dynamic movement, some stability. It'll be harder than it was last week. I was really easy on you guys last week, but not this week. This week we are back at it. So take your time with it. Don't worry about keeping up pace with me. If you feel that you need to slow down to be more careful on your body, I highly recommend doing that. Don't kick anything behind you. Butt kicks. Really start to loosen up those quad muscles. They do get quite tight, especially if we're sitting a lot. These days, depending on what you're doing in the house or outside of the house, I do suggest going for walks. We're having really great weather right now. So if you can go for a really quick walk, use walking sticks if you have them, just for safety, and always keep your eye open for possible ice. But other than that, if you're at home, you can do this workout. That'll work quite nicely. Feet are decently wide, arms up at shoulder height, and you're just going to twist side to side. Make sure that you bend into that knee when you twist so that you don't hurt your Achilles tendon. As we discussed back in the day when we were all live and we were doing a boot camp together, live in an actual boot camp. Remember that discussion I had with random accidents people have with completely detaching their Achilles tendons? Yeah, I'm still on that. You can slow that down, feet back to about hip distance apart, and you're doing arm circles. So especially now, where you do have that potential in the snow and the ice to just have that little misstep of a slip, and then your Achilles tendon comes into play. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good to detach your Achilles tendon. So let's not do that. Let's just strengthen the Achilles tendon, keep it nice and flexible, and then it will never, ever, ever happen. That's the goal. Your feet are still about that hip distance apart. You don't have to go down very low, but I want you to bend in the hips and the knees, reach down, and then reach up as high as you can. So you bend into the hips first, then the knees follow. If your knees hurt, or your back, then just come down to about here and then come up. You're trying to squeeze your glutes regardless every time you stand. Hands reaching nice and high over the head, trying to keep the arms in line with the ears. Don't forget to breathe. We got 5 seconds left. And you're good. All right, we are going to open up the inside of the leg. So be careful. Don't do the splits, but almost the splits. As wide as you can comfortably go. I want you to bend into one knee, the other leg is straight, and then you can reach down towards the floor, feeling the stretch in the inside of the leg, and then switch. So you do sit back into your hips so that you have no pressure at all on the knees. This is all coming from the hips and the back, and then the stretch comes in the straight leg, whichever one that is at the time. We'll go one more time to this side, and one more time to this side. Coming back to center, baby walk back in, shake out those legs, and have some water. So we are going to start right off the bat with some balance. I know, you know me, I like to go just right into it, but we'll just warm up the balance first. So if you have a chair or a wall or something that's stable beside you, absolutely feel free to use it. But what I want you to do is try and just stand on that right leg. So you have a little bit of bend in the knee. You are contracting the glute and the core of that leg, and just stand up nice and tall. If this is difficult for you, you have a 2-finger touch on the chair. I don't want you to grab onto it because then you can weight bear on it. I just want 2 fingers to touch the chair for that indication of the brain to be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to fall over, I'm safe, I'm fine. Okay, and that should help quite a bit. If you can manage it, take the fingers off. If you have to use it, touch them back down. Let's switch to that other side. So you're weight bearing on that other leg, bend into the knee a little bit, squeeze that glute, core is active, nice and tall in the torso. The leg will just be in front of you, or you can bend it behind you, whatever's more comfortable, just as long as it's off of the floor. Don't forget to breathe. And you're good. Shake out those legs. So keep the chair beside you just in case you need it. But if you're going to fall over, just put your foot down, okay? that's my suggestion. So you're going to need a light weight. What we're doing here is a bicep curl and a shoulder press on the one leg. So we're going to be doing opposite sides here. What I want you to do is put the dumbbell in your right hand. You're standing on your left leg, so it's the opposite foot that you're standing on, just so you have this nice cross-sectional area. If you have to, you can toe tap that back foot, and that will help a lot with your stability. I don't care about depth, so you're going to bend into the hip and the knee. Depth is up to you. If you can get low, that's great. If it looks more like this, that's great too, because what I want you to concentrate on is when you stand up. Those hips are nice and straight, shoulders are back. You're going to do a bicep curl and a shoulder press, okay? All on the one side. You're standing on that left leg, the weight's in your right hand. Bend forward only to what you're comfortable with. Stand up, squeezing that glute, bicep curl, shoulder press. Let's do that a few more times. Bending forward, coming up, bicep, shoulder press. So it might look like this. Bending forward a little bit, squeeze the glute, bicep, shoulder press. That is fine to do. You can also have that 2-finger touch on the chair so that you can keep the foot off the ground at all times. Let's try for one more time. Down, stand tall, bicep, shoulder press, and let's switch to the other side. Now again, like I mentioned in the beginning, don't worry about keeping up pace with me. If you only got out 3 reps or 4 reps, that's fine. It's all about your own personal balance and flexibility. So again, it's opposite hand and foot. So now it's in my left hand, my right foot is on the ground, bending the hip first, the knee follows, and then when you stand up, that's when you're nice and tall, bicep curl, shoulder press up, okay? So you might stop here, then stand up, bicep, shoulder press. It's not about the bend in the hips and the knees. It's about that pushing forward and standing tall at the end of the movement. That's what I want you to concentrate on. The depth will come, the balance will come. It's just you can really control the glute in this scenario, and that is what I want you to put your focus on. Let's try a couple more times. Down, stand tall, bicep, shoulder press. If you have to put that toe down to bend forward, that's okay. And then squeeze the glute, bicep, shoulder press, and we're good. Okay. You can move that chair out of the way. We're just going to be doing alternating front kicks. Don't kick random Christmas ornaments around you. You're going to kick with one leg and then the other. So, I mean, I have told you guys that I have a little baby house, and it is in fact very true. This is my entire living room. So when you put a Christmas tree and a couch and a TV and then my ridiculously long limbs, it's a much smaller space than I'm used to. So I might end up eventually knocking over my own Christmas tree, but that's just the world that we live in, so that's okay. We got 5 seconds left. If it's hurting your back to kick up this high, just do a little like shin, like you're gonna kick someone in the shin. Just do little shin kicks. That's okay as well. And good. Okay. Shoulders are back and down, feet about hip distance apart. This is exactly like the warm-up. I want you to come down as low as you want and then up over the head. No weights or anything like that. Go ahead, hips first, down, and then up. Concentrate on those glutes. that they push forward. Core is active. Don't forget to breathe. We got 15 seconds left. Don't worry about your speed either, okay? You can just do something like this where you concentrate on the butt going back and then squeeze those glutes and reach nice and high. It's very, very good to concentrate on that neutral position and proper form. Perfect. Okay, we are going to be opening up the limbs a little bit today. So I want you to find your chair or a couch. You're sitting on the edge of your chair. You're going to cross that ankle over the knee, sit up nice and tall, and lean forward. So we're going to take advantage of the fact that we're in our own homes, so we can sit and we can stretch and open up those hips. It's quite difficult to do when you don't have a chair. So that's one good thing about these boot camps in the living room, is that you can just sit on the edge of something, don't have to worry about social distancing. It's a good one. Okay, I want you to lean back, switch to that other leg, cross the ankle over the knee, sit up nice and tall, and then pushing forward. Now remember with this one, you do breathe into it. So you take a nice deep inhale, exhale, lean a little bit more forward. If you'd like, you can also push this knee down. Don't forget to breathe through the belly. You're gonna lean back and then release the leg. Okay, so we're gonna go back to that first one. If you'd like some water, feel free to have some. Pause me at any time if you need that break. With the one dumbbell, it's gonna be in your right hand. Have the chair beside you if you need it. You're standing on the left leg. So it's the opposite leg that you're gonna be on. Hinging at the hips first, bend into that knee, down, and then we stand tall. Bicep, shoulder press. So with the bicep curl shoulder press, it's all about your core strength. The core is active at all times. That glute is active, hopefully, most of the time. It kind of depends on what it wants to do day to day, but just be careful with the knee. If your knee starts to give you what for, you just bend a little bit in the hip, don't go down very far, and then do the bicep curl and the shoulder press. This is the last time. And let's switch to that other side. So again, the weight is in my left hand. I'm going to stand on my right leg. Find your balance first. Core is active. Use a chair beside you if you need it. You're going to bend forward. Then when you stand tall, squeeze that glute. Bicep curl, shoulder press up. Forward. Stand tall. Bicep, shoulder press. Most of this movement is I'm trying to activate your body, the slings of the body, the opposing muscles that help you to not fall over. So whatever they're capable of doing, they will let you know real quick. You will either fall over if they can't do something, or your knee will feel it. So don't be afraid to modify. Let's do this one more time. Again, depth is up to you. Squeeze that glute, bicep curl, shoulder press, and we're good. Okay, shaking out those legs, breathing nice and deep. Okay, we're going to be doing just a little bit more of balance stuff. Now when it comes to balance, movement is a good one to do. So I'm just going to throw that in there right now. Your feet are about hips distance apart. Don't worry about a chair, because if you're going to fall over, just put your leg down. Shoulders are back, core is active. You start with feet right together. I'm going to just step out to the side, lift up that inside knee. Step out to the side, lift the inside leg. So the more you can, the bigger step that you can take to the side, the more you're going to have to slow down your movement and then find your balance. And I'm looking for that pause. So you're in control of this movement. You come up, hold, then shift. Hold, then move. So it's not like you're just teeter-tottering side to side, okay? Keep going. One last time. And you're good. Shaking out those legs. Okay, we're going to do touchdowns again. So your feet are about hips distance apart. Core is active. Squeeze your glutes. You're going to come down and then up over the head, down, squeeze the glutes. Now your back, if you go down too low, it'll have to curve and then you'll hurt it when you come back up. So don't worry about going down too far. It might just be like this, then squeezing the glutes and coming up from there. Don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Always, that belly button is pulling in towards the spine, even when you go down. It's the glutes that when you come up, that's when you're trying to squeeze them, push those hips forward. Squeeze the glutes, push those hips forward. Last time. And you're good. Shake out those legs. Grab some water. Okay, we're going to go back to a stretch using the chair. This movement, it's pretty dynamic. So again, just watch your range of motion. What I want you to do is be in a plank position first. So if this hurts your wrist to have your hands flexed, absolutely make fists. That's fine to do, okay? You're not going to have a lot of weight on your hands anyways. What I want you to do is you start in plank position, but the actual movement is your leg is going to come to the outside of that chair, and you're going to be up nice and tall in the torso, not really weight bearing on the hands, it's just there for balance, and you're bending into this knee. It's on the outside of the chair. Come back to plank, other leg outside of the chair so that you can bend into that knee. You're nice and tall in the torso. We're working on range of motion in the hips and the knees. Come back, stepping forward. So this movement, be careful, okay? You don't want to hurt yourself. You just want to see how far those legs can go in a nice, gentle fashion. When you come up, when that torso comes up, that's why you're not really weight bearing on the arms, because all of your weight is in the legs. One last time to this other side. Nice and tall in the torso, pushing down through the hips. Come back to plank, and then you're going to step forward towards that chair, standing up, shake out your wrists, shake out your shoulders. One more time. Have that chair beside you if you need it. Have some water if you need that. And we're going to do that one leg touchdown, bicep curl, shoulder press. Weights in the right hand, standing on the left leg, squeeze the glute, find your balance, and then come down, bicep curl, shoulder press, up. Now this one is very tricky to do with the glutes and with the hips. So that's why I'm pushing the fact that you don't have to go down very far at all, because it's already quite a bit on the legs just to hold you on the one leg. So do be careful, pay attention to what your body is telling you. If you have to put that foot down, then do this movement, that's great. If you only want to stop at about knee height, so it'll look like this, down, squeeze the glutes, bicep, shoulder press, that's fine as well. One more time, forward, come up, bicep curl, shoulder press. Okay, let's switch to that other side. Opposite hand, so make sure, sling of the body, opposite arm, opposite leg, and go ahead, forward, stand up, bicep curl, shoulder press. Always watch what is behind you, okay, so that you don't kick anything off of your coffee table or hurt yourself. And be aware of what's in front of you. We'll see. Smudge, I think, is locked in the office right now. And he's usually the one I have to look for when I'm doing exercises. I end up just whacking him in the head with a dumbbell or stepping on him or something, because he's always around when I'm running these classes. One more time. Let's come forward. Core is active. Squeeze that glute. Bicep curl. And shoulder press. Perfect. Okay, so now with that movement, we're going to add a little bit more. If you're not comfortable with this, don't do it, okay? We'll do what we did last time. You're really, really close to the feet. You're going to step to the side, lift up, step to the side, lift up. That is fine to do. The advanced version, if you'd like to try it, you do not have to do this. You start really, really close. You're going to step to the side, hold on to that knee. Then step to the side, hold on to that knee. It just insists that you have control before you get that knee in front of you. It's also a lot for flexibility in the hip. So try it out. If you go to grab your knee and you're like, no, that's not happening, Tanya, that's okay. Just go back to this one. I'm fine with that. It's up to your hip flexibility and how comfortable you are with your balance. Do not slip or fall or tumble over, especially if you're alone right now, okay? We don't need any hospital trips right now. So do be careful with this movement. It is a lot. One more to this side. And good. Shake out those legs. Breathe nice and deep. Okay. Shoulders back and down. What was the last one that we were doing? We're doing front kicks. And then, what were we doing? Oh yeah, touchdowns. So your feet about hip distance apart. Wash behind you. It's all in the hips. You can go down to here, just the front of the knees. And then push those hips forward. Squeeze the glutes. Reaching up nice and high. Or you can go down to about shin level or touching the floor down now. And if it's not comfortable to have your feet this wide, you can have them a little bit wider if that works better for you. It'll let you know. Your hips will tell you what they will and will not do for you. The whole time, core is active, squeezing those glutes, breathing nice and deep. Last couple times here. And perfect. Shaking out those legs. Have a little bit of water. And we're going to do it is a balance stretch. Because you're using your chair, I highly recommend that whatever you're putting your leg on is pretty solid, and then you have something beside you for support. Because what I want you to do is you're going to put your heel up on the chair, toe points up towards the ceiling, knee is straight, and your hips want to face forward. I want you to rotate them towards that toe, and then both hands are going to reach forward. Whatever you can reach. That might be right at the thigh, that might be just below the knee, the ankle, or that foot. Now, of course, for balance purposes, you're standing on one leg. This leg will not help you if you go to fall over. So that's why use the wall if you need it to just have support, okay? The actual stretch itself, you're going to take a nice deep inhale. And when you exhale, I want you to relax forward. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull the chest towards the knee. One more time. And then the torso comes up first. Bend the knee. Then switch to the other side. So that other leg comes up. The toe points up towards the ceiling. The knee is straight. Your hips rotate towards that foot. And then you come forward. Deep inhale. Exhale, reach a little bit more down that leg. This leg, the supporting leg, trying to have a little bit of bend in that knee so you're not hyperextending it. Breathing through the belly. Trying to find that stretch and relax into the calf and the hamstring. The torso comes up first, then bend the knee, and then come back down. Okay, these next movements, they are definitely going to be like higher cardio, higher balance, and stability. So at any time you modify, you do baby lunges instead of full lunges. You have the chair and you use it if you need to. Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself while you're at home. But what I want you to do is grab onto that one dumbbell. Shoulders are back and down. Core is active. That dumbbell's kind of at your waist height. I want you to lunge forward. You twist to the side that you're lunging with. So when you come back, switch to the other side. I'm bending into that right leg. I'm twisting only to the right. Then I come back. Bend into that left leg. Twist only to that left side. And then come back. Okay, try it out. Depth is up to you. So it might look like that, or it might just be a baby lunge. It's a little bit of a step, a little bit of bend, then do the twist. That is okay. It's great on your knees, or full 90-degree angle in both knees. Okay, it's really up to your knees. They will let you know. Don't you worry about what they will or will not do for you. The more you can twist, the more you're going to throw off your balance, and that's great. You want to fight against that and make your body work for you. The core is active, of course, because it has to twist for you. And you're always squeezing the glute that you come back with. Just a few more times. Last time here. And good. Shake out those legs. Okay, using your couch or your chair, we're going to be doing chair burpees. So chair burpees, we'll see how much room I have. You can come onto your hands like this. Again, if your wrists hurt, you can make fists with your hands so that your wrists aren't coming into play at all. You step out to full plank, so both of your feet step out into plank position. Then you step back in, you squeeze those glutes, stand up nice and tall. So it's out, in, and up. Or, harder version, on your forearms. Out, in, then up, because you go lower. Be careful with your back. If your back starts to give you warning signs, don't do forearms, just do straight arms. Okay? Let's try it out. Step out to plank, both feet, step back in, squeeze those glutes, come on up. To add a little bit of those shoulders, you reach up nice and high towards the ceiling. Speed, as always, is up to you. So the faster you go, the more cardio you're going to get out of this. But just watch the joints of the body so that you don't pull a muscle. We have 10 seconds left. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're good. Perfect. All right. Using that chair because we have it, we're going to be doing seated bent over rows. So grabbing both of your dumbbells. What I want you to do is you sit on the edge of your chair because you're going to bend right forward to that torso. This is where you stay, and the only thing that's moving is your arms. So be careful with where your elbows are. I don't want them to flare out, and I don't want you to move your torso up and down and up and down. This is not a big movement. It's just the arms. Grabbing onto those dumbbells, bend forward position, contract your core, and go ahead. You're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together, come back down. Come up, squeeze those shoulders, come back down. It's about range of motion in the shoulder blades, making those rhomboids work for you. This is how we're strengthening those postural muscles to keep the shoulders back and down and fight against your tight chest muscles, pulling you into a slouch position. So do take your time with this one. It's fine to be slow because I want you to activate those muscles and make them work for you. Last time here. And good. Okay, make sure those dumbbells are out of the way. Feel free to have a little bit of water. Use the chair if you'd like. With one dumbbell, I want you to have it at waist height. Shoulders are backing down. We're back to those lunge with the twist. Core is active. Squeeze your glutes, nice and tall. Step forward with that right leg. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Switch to the other side. Only twist to the leg you're lunging with. Right leg, twist to the right. Left leg, twist only to the left. With this one, depending on your knees, lunges are hard, especially when you have to step back to that neutral position. So if you need to do a baby lunge like this, it's a step, not a big commitment with the knees, then you do the twist. So you can do one big lunge, one small lunge. That's great to get the body to do a little bit, but not too much. Let's do one more time on each side. Lunge, twist, come back, switch, and come back. Okay. Breathing nice and deep. Catch your breath. Watch out behind you. We're back to those chair burpees. So you can do from the straight arms, or fists, or forearms. Ready? Set. Go ahead. Step out. Step in. Stand up. Reach up nice and high. Out to plank. Come into a squat position. And then reach up towards the sky. This one is a beautiful, beautiful movement to do because your whole body has to work to make this happen for you, but you're not doing too much of a bouncing motion. You're getting your heart rate up, but it's in a nice, safe fashion. It still sucks. Don't get me wrong. Chair burpees, as you guys know, are not the best of the class, but they do get the job done. Last one here, and you're good. All right, grabbing onto those dumbbells, both of them. On the edge of your chair, coming right forward. Keep those elbows nice and close to your body and don't move your torso. Ready, set, go ahead. Come up, squeeze, and then come back down. Now, I do apologize for the lighting. Like, why, Tanya? Why are you in a living room that's so dark? Why are you doing this at nighttime? I'm not doing it at nighttime. It's just so dark outside all the time. The sun just disappears. At 4 o'clock, it's gone. So I do apologize if it's a little dark in here because sunshine is not a thing in Edmonton, Alberta at this time. And we still have like 17 days left or something until the shortest day of the year. So it's just gonna get worse. And that's why you need to keep doing this, because we need to keep our energy levels up to fight against the darkness. And you're good. Shoulders, roll back a couple times just to release the tension in your neck. We're gonna do that one more time. So make sure your dumbbells are out of the way. Make sure the chair, if you need it, the chair can be there. It's fine. It's just a little bit better to have range of motion for those lunges with the twist. So again, one dumbbell, shoulders are back. That dumbbell's at about waist height. You're gonna step forward, twist to the side, come back, step forward, twist, and come back. Now you know, third set, you know how to do this one, but you might start to fatigue more third time around than the first time. So if you weren't modifying this movement and now your knees are starting to tell you that they're not liking it, you can modify now and just do that baby lunge, twist, and then switch. You're still getting a lot with this movement. So I highly recommend you can do full capacity or half capacity and you're still gonna get a lot out of it. Just one more time on that right side and one more time on the left side. And perfect. Okay, shaking out those legs, breathing nice and deep. Obviously, if you don't have a chair, you can use a couch. Whatever you have to do to get these burpees done, I am fine with. If it's getting too low for you to be on forearms, I absolutely recommend straight arms, okay? Go ahead. Chair burpee, step out, step in, and then stand up. Always just pay attention to that sharp pain. Burpees suck all the time. So, you know, your brain might be complaining and your muscles might be complaining with this movement, but just ignore that. Don't pay any attention to those. If you're having sharp pain in the wrists, sharp pain in the lower back or the knees, that's what you have to pay attention to. Other than that, the body's just pretty lazy and it doesn't like to do work, especially chair burpees. So just ignore the complaining muscles. They'll be fine. And you're good. Okay. Back to sitting on that chair with both dumbbells. Make sure you're right on the edge of your chair. As bent forward as you can comfortably go. And then you're going to stay in that position for the bent over rows. Shoulders roll back and down, grabbing onto those dumbbells. Go ahead, come up, squeeze the shoulders, and down. Squeeze, come down. Try and keep a nice long neck. Your shoulders will want to scrunch up. Don't let that happen. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. And so that's why you have to squeeze the shoulder blades together, but also down the spine, because that's what's going to make the neck nice and long and bring you into proper posture. So just a few more times. 4, 3, 2, And 1. Good, good. Sit up. Couple shoulder circles. Breathing nice and deep. Feel free to have some water. And just catch your breath. Okay, so we are going to go down onto the ground, but first we're going to do a calf stretch. Because we're at home, like it was always tricky to kind of do this in the boot camp anyways. We had to do it after the class because, you know, we had to move around chairs and stuff like that. But since you're in your home, it's actually quite nice. So what I want you to do, find a wall or a couch that's nice and flat that goes straight up. You want the toe as high as possible on that wall. The knee is straight. Again, the hips will want to open up. I want you to close them. I want you to have those hips face the wall. And then you're going to pull yourself forward from the hip bone. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to be like, I'm touching the wall, Tanya. Okay. Your face doesn't count. It has to be that hip bone. You push forward. If you're tight in the calves, it probably won't touch the wall. It'll probably look like this. So you take a nice deep inhale, and when you exhale, you try to push a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, push a little bit more, so that eventually, you know, it's the thought that counts, but you're just pushing that hip a little bit more towards the wall every time you exhale. Release that, switch to that other side, toe nice and high, knee is straight, the hips face forward, and then push it against the wall. Now if you have a door jamb, it's actually quite nice, because with the door jamb, there will be a door jamb behind me, and a door jamb in front. I can actually grab onto that door jamb and then pull my whole body forward, and then feel that stretch in the calf muscle. The back leg can do whatever it wants. That doesn't matter. It'll have to move so they can get a deeper calf stretch in that other leg. And you can release. Shake out your legs. Don't forget your dumbbells. We're going down on the ground. So grab onto those weights. And if you need to, get down on the ground with assistance. Absolutely use the chair. So once we're down on the ground, we're going to stay on the ground, so don't worry about that. But if you need assistance because your knees don't really like bending or something like that, I want your hands to go down on the chair. You're going to come down to a kneeling position, especially if you have one bad knee that can't take the pressure. You use the hands on the good knee to take the pressure off. Then you're going to crawl to where you're going to be and lie down on your back. Okay? So once you're down on your back, I want you to grab onto those weights. And we're going to be doing skull crushers first. So just watch out over your head. You don't want to clip your fingers on anything. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. It's all about the glutes, remember. So I want you to squeeze those glutes as hard as you can, and you anchor that lower back into the floor. So squeeze here, keep that contraction. Then, oh, hi, Smudge. Hi, baby. I was wondering when you were coming to say hello. Grab onto those dumbbells, and this is the time that I'm going to clunk them right in the head with my dumbbell. Lift the weights up towards the ceiling. Palms are wide, and you're going to bend just the elbows so the dumbbells come right beside the ears, and then straight up towards the ceiling. Come down. Watch out, Smudge. And up. Down. And up. Remember, don't hit yourself in the head. That's the reason why it's called skull crusher, so don't crush your skull. But I want you to contract those glutes as hard as possible. It's all about those glutes. The triceps are secondary. Don't forget to breathe. The speed is up to you. Try and get full range of motion in the elbows, fully bent, and then straighten as much as you can. 3, 2, and 1. You can bring those dumbbells down. Oh, Smudgy. Hello, honey. I was wondering if he was even in here, but he must have been hiding underneath the Christmas tree. Okay, so now what we're going to do is cross crunches. Full cross crunch. Your hands behind your head. The legs are in the air. You're going to cross the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. You're twisting. And then you switch to the other side. Now, if this is too much for the lower back, you have your feet on the ground. You lift one knee to meet you, come down, and then switch to the other side. Even halfway through those cross crunches, if you have to modify down, do so. Okay, so your choice, feet in the air or on the ground. Ready, set, go ahead. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, fully extend that other leg, and switch, switch, switch. Concentrate on that leg going straight out. Don't reef on your neck. Those hands are there to support your neck, but that's about it. Don't let your arms pull your head forward. It comes from the abdominals. At any time, drop the feet and just do this motion. It's a modified cross crunch. A few more times. And relax. Breathe deep. Tuck your shoulders under and breathe through the belly. Okay, we're going to go back to those skull crushers. So I want you to grab onto those dumbbells, squeezing those glutes, core is active, and tuck the shoulders underneath you. Go ahead, skull crusher down and up, down and up. You'll notice your lower back will want to anchor into the floor. Your lower back will want to rise up, so I want you to anchor it into the floor so that does not happen. And that's where the glutes come in. The harder you squeeze those glutes, the more you can keep your lower back down. Again, don't forget to breathe, and don't close your eyes. I know you're lying down, but still, you have a dumbbell coming right towards your face, so don't close your eyes. Keep them open. Watch what you're doing. Just a few more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells can come down, and we're back to the cross crunch or the modified cross crunch, your choice. Legs start in the air if you'd like. Cross that opposite elbow to the opposite knee and switch. 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 Try not to kick your cat in the face. Hello, Smudgy. Hi, buddy. Hello, thank you. Yes, I do appreciate you, but I can't pet you right now. I'm busy training. Oh, goodness. I swear, he just thinks this is his time. I'm on the floor, and I'm yelling at him. This is all specifically for him. This is his yelly pet time. And you're good. Relax. Oh, goodness. Breathe through the belly. And one more time, we're going to be doing those skull crushers. So squeeze your glutes. Lift those dumbbells up towards the sky. And you're going to skull crusher down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your belly button in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last time, and 15. Those dumbbells can come down. And let's try those cross crunches. So this is third time. If you have to modify, absolutely do so. Ready? Set. Go ahead. Opposite elbow to opposite knee and switch. Switch. Work on your range of motion. Even a half of an inch will make the difference here between what you feel in the abdominals and what you feel on the lower back. So really try and twist as much as you can with the core. Don't reef on your neck. Make the abdominals do the work. Fully extend that leg straight out. So if you can't do that, if your lower back starts to get a sharp pain, you come down, you modify like this. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Really try and contract your core and your glutes if you're in this position, because you don't have to worry about the legs now. Just give me a few more times. And relax. Breathe deep. Ah, goodness. Pet your kitten who wants all the attention. Oh, goodness. And you're going to make your way onto your stomach. So today what we're doing is we're going to hold planks for 10 seconds, and then I'm going to rest, and we're going to come back up, hold for 10 seconds, and then come back down and rest, okay? So we're going to do this on our forearms. You can go from the feet or the knees. If you're going from the feet, don't do this. I do not want you to tent the hips. Notice that my shoulders are way back over my elbows. So what I want you to do is you're going to flatten the hips and those shoulders come over the elbows. This is a knee plank, or tuck your toes under and you're going for a plank from the feet. And you can drop down to the knees, to the feet, down to the knees. Notice there's no difference at all in my hips, okay? Like I said, we're gonna go for 10 seconds. Ready, set, go ahead. So hold yourself up. You can hold a knee plank the whole 10 seconds, or you can pop up and down from the feet. That's totally fine. And relax. Rest here, breathe. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Tuck those toes under, pop up, hold. Like I said, you can drop down to knees like this. That's fine. Still squeeze your glutes. And relax completely. Breathe. Tuck those toes underneath you. And pop back up. Hold. Squeezing those glutes. Hello. And relax. Okay, those arms are going to reach forward in front of you. Relax your head down onto the ground. Breathing. And loosening up your back and your arms and your core. We are going to do normal happy back extension today. So I want you to bring those arms back beside you so your elbows are by your ribs. Your hands are just in front of your shoulders. Relax your glutes. Don't use your glutes. Okay, lift your head up. and then relax back down. Oh my goodness, Smudge. Lift your head up. Don't use your legs. Don't use your glutes. If your heels come up, you're using your legs. So keep them dropped. And then relax your head back down to the ground. Lifting up. Hold that position. Feel your lower back contract. And relax. Your hands come underneath your shoulders. You're going to push back in a child's pose. So it's a wide stance at the knees. Feet are together to your own mobility. I want you to push those hips back to your heels and relax your head. Deep inhale and exhale. Chest pushes towards the ground. Deep inhale and exhale. Smudge just noticed that I wasn't there anymore. Hi, Smudge. And then your hands can come underneath your shoulders to push you up to a kneeling position. Shoulders coming back and down. The last one we're going to be doing is knee twist, lying on our back. So I'm just going to move the dumbbells out of the way so that your knees do not hit them. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my cat, but let's just see how this goes. Okay, I'm just going to like slide you over there. There we go. So your arms are going to go to a capital T position. You're going to lift the feet in the air. Knees are bent. And you're going to twist to the right. Now in this position, my knees, notice how my knees, they're not stacked. So take a nice deep inhale. When you exhale, I want you to push your top hip forward so that the knees can stack on top of each other. They might not touch the ground. They might look like this or it might look like this. But with every exhale, you're trying to get it to look like this. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, push that left shoulder blade down towards the ground. You should feel the stretch in the chest and the arms. And when you try and stack the hips and the knees, you'll feel this in the lower back, maybe a little bit in the hip, maybe a little bit down the leg. Relax into this twist. Keeping your feet on the ground, come back to center. And we're going to switch to the other side. So once you're here, I want you to lift those legs back up in the air. You're going to drop your feet to the left. Arms stay in that capital T position. It's your right shoulder blade that you want to push down towards the floor. And you want to push the hip forward. So when you push the hip forward, the knees get to lower and stack on top of each other. On your next exhale, move your upper torso so they can push that right shoulder blade into the ground. Breathe as much as you can. Relax into that stretch. And then very, very gently coming back to center. I want you to hug the knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side to massage the lower back. Eventually rolling onto your side with your knees bent. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, coming up to a seated position. You can have cross ankle or you can have the legs straight out. Totally depends on your hips, really. But I want you to sit up as tall as possible. Roll the shoulders back and down from the ears. And then I want you to tilt your head to the side, stretching out the neck muscles. Come back to center. Tilt your head to the other side. Come back to center. Shoulders circle up. Pull them down and away from the ears so you're sitting up nice and tall. Perfect. And you guys are done. Thank you so much for joining me. Smudge also, he says hello and thank you for joining him as well, since after all it is his boot camp. He usually shows up about this time. Also, I have this adorable little hat for him. It fits better on Eve, but look at his little Santa hat. It's so adorable. It makes me laugh. So, Smudge says, thank you so much. I hope you guys had a good workout. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. And, yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.